So you guys might have heard that there's this podcast listed on this business selling website for 14 million. So 14 million is the asking price, 15 actually. And that podcast is believed to be EOFire, basically, by John Lee Dumas, one of my favorite pods. He announces his monthly report, and I've heard that yesterday on the My First Million podcast. So, what are my thoughts there? 15 million. Is he gonna sell? Yes. Is he gonna stay in the deal? Yes, for a year or two. He's shortly gonna introduce a co-host that is, yeah, gonna basically take over, and that co-host might be um, listed by a consortium or a private equity company, right? So they would hire that person and they would run the pod. 15 million is really a good deal. Knowing that the audience is, yeah, pure entrepreneurs and it's been running for a couple of years. Joe Rogan got 200 million for an audience that is kind of, like bro-y. um, while entrepreneurs, there's huge B2B value in there. So let's say that HubSpot could be an acquirer. Let's say that they would put the host, a host to that. The ROI would be huge. Let's check some stats here. So 3,500 guests, right? So he has them in a newsletter. 145 million listens. That is quite a lot. So lots of data as well. So just the data there is worth like 15 mil. Basically, if you have an AI analyze all that data and put some points in there, an AI could write books and so forth. So lots of value there. So 3.5k guest, 100k cash flow. So that, well, it's more than cash flow. It's net profits literally. So 1.2 mil a year. Just that in itself is like pretty big, because with that cash you can get more cash, you can invest it, right? And cash produces cash basically. So 115 months and running. So yeah, if you do the math, it's been like the last 11 years, which is when the EOFire pod actually started. So we're like, what, 2023 now. It was actually started, yeah, around 2010-ish. So, and whether it is or not, that's not really the point of that vid. It's mostly like, is it a good acquisition? I do think it can be negotiated down to at least 12-ish. But yeah, the asking price is pretty fair, actually. I would ask more than that. I'd ask, like, probably if I was John, like from a lifestyle perspective. I mean, I'm not in his shoes, but I'd ask at least 35. Um, okay. Website closers also, that's interesting. I'm gonna have them on my pod. I talked with a guy before. Actually, one of the clients that I had, um, he was selling for them. So it's kind of a business broker, which is a subject that's more and more interesting to me. Podcasting is only gonna go up, right? It's only the beginning. People think it's the end. I don't know why he's selling. By the way, it's like he's very early in the first growth curve. Now it's just video, right? It's on YouTube, so maybe that's it. Maybe he just wants a break. Maybe he doesn't enjoy it anymore. And actually, from the format that I've seen in Entrepreneur on Fire, well, people need to pay to get on the pod now, or at least if you're not famous, that what the model seems to be. Now it's kind of a monologue, so I think he's kind of bored also. Me, I never pre-script my pod, so I learn from every pod, and it's like a consultation. John, in this case, it's more like pure content. It's like all about the audience. So I think he did that on purpose in the last couple of years, just to set the table right. Um, Also make the pod non-dependent on his personality. Um, so yeah, I think he was preparing for that exit. Whether yeah, certainly on purpose. This guy does everything on purpose. Team of five. I'm gonna get to these details later, but team of five, which, yeah, very lean. Most of it can be automated. I also, yeah, the profit margins are really high. I think he really optimized for this, again, for a nice exit. Um, he has a bunch of sponsors, right? Income reports, which we're seeing on his website there. He works 20 hours weekly for the pod, which is interesting, right? Email communications and social media posts, which could be outsourced as well. That's nothing special. So additional stat, head of operations, yeah, legal tax, that's interesting. VA could be replaced. Second VA could be replaced too. There's so much value in these automation businesses, that dive deep into your biz and really try to create systems that won't break and that will replace humans. 40 hours per week. Would like to stay post acquisition, sure. 18,000 subscribers, that's huge. 45% open rate, which is average. 58% male, 34 and 55, which is a really cool audience. 100K a year. Guest appearance fees, like I mentioned, they charge now. Not sure if it's been that way before. Courses and affiliate, I have more to learn on that. But yeah, John does that pretty well. Google Ads, SEO, yeah, no, huge pull. Investing heavily in scaling YouTube Shorts, most probably TikTok, Instagram. Let's just pull out EOFire there. The little YouTube. Expecting to grow, yeah. As a result, ad revenues projected to reach 4.2 billion in the US alone by 2024. So sure. And yeah, they can get a piece of that. I would advertise to B2B, SaaS, B2B agencies as well, HubSpot. But yeah, like pretty interesting. What do you guys think? I do think it's a very fair asking price. And yeah, I'm happy for John that he'll have an exit.